If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. There's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Now, Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Have you ever thought about starting your own podcast? When I was trying to get this podcast off the ground, I had a lot of questions. How do I record an episode? How do I get my show into all the apps people like to listen? How do I make money from my podcast? The answer to every one of these questions is really simple. Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, and distributing your podcast. Best of all, it's 100% free and ridiculously easy to use. And now, Anchor can match you with great sponsors who want to advertise on your podcast. That means you can get paid to podcast right away. In fact, that's what I'm doing right now by reading this ad. So if you've always wanted to start a podcast and make money doing it, go to anchor.fm/start to join me in the diverse community of podcasters already using Anchor. That's anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast.
Welcome to Fat and Figuring It Out right here on anchor.fm, or you can be listening to us on one of our other sister stations. Either way, I'm happy that you're here with us. I'm your girl, BK, and today we are continuing our series on taking small steps to making 2021 your healthiest year ever. My guest today is Vanessa Hernandez. She's a realtor and entrepreneur out of Long Beach, amongst so much more. And she's here with us, and she's going to tell us how she's making her 2021 her healthiest year ever. Vanessa, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you so much for being with us today.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah, so I know that you do so much within your daily life, not only taking care of your daughter, but you're running your business, you're a realtor, and you're just doing so many different things. How are you staying healthy in 2021? First, let's talk about when the pandemic first started. Like, how did you feel? How was your mindset? I know before that you were working and you were also training and working out. So what shifted when the pandemic first happened to how you feel now?
Well, I got to be honest with you. When the pandemic first hit, I was thinking, oh man,
yeah,
it's time to bust out the resume. This is going to be, I got to dust that thing off.
Right.
I was a brand new agent, and honestly, it was frightening. It was scary. There was a lot of changes prior to that for me personally. And so when the pandemic hit, everything shut down. There was a lot of uncertainty, and I was scared, to be honest.
Yeah.
I was really scared. I'm a single mom, and there was when there's change, I'm a creature of habit. So when there's change for me, it's really scary for me.
Mm-hmm.
But I think one of the biggest things that I say that I've taken away from 2020 was I was able to focus in on mindset and mindfulness. I started listening to, the Ed Milet's and, Les Brown. And, there was a lot of, I knew that I had to change that thinking, because I knew that if I went into this being scared of the change, being scared to make changes, and being scared of what was in front of me, then I knew I wasn't going to make it. I knew, it wasn't going to be good for me. That's just, knowing myself. So I started doing a lot of, the internal work, and, I started taking myself to the bike path, and I would run in the mornings, and I would listen to a lot of Les Brown, and just taking it all in, just trying to tell myself it was going to be okay. So that was at the beginning. And I think that helped me just be positive, try to find a little bit of positivity out of the shit show. Excuse me.
Absolutely,
Sorry.
absolutely. No, I get it. I totally understand. So I know when we first met was a couple of years back when I was temping at a real estate office, and you were just beginning your career in real estate. How is that going as a realtor now with your business?
Well, now thankfully it's, you know, I can't speak for everyone obviously, but 2020 has been, it's been pretty good as far as the real estate market's concerned. We're still, the economy's still afloat, and people are still buying and selling their houses, thankfully for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it's, it hasn't been bad. I can say that up
Okay.
until now.
Okay. And so how did you have to adapt in what ways? Like, are you showing houses differently? Are you showing houses virtually now?
The industry as a whole, we've all just adapted.
Yeah.
And and that's one of the good things that I could say that has come out of 2020 is like we, as a society, we've all, not all, but most of us have managed to adapt and adjust and make things work. I'm not able to hold open houses obviously, because there's a lot of things that we're not even allowed to do. As a, my broker is adamant, even as the NAR, they don't allow us to do open houses now. So we've got to do everything virtually, which, before it was, we were in and out of houses all the time.
Yeah. Yeah.
So being able to adjust and adapt and make those changes has been helpful. I mean, we've made making it work. We've been making it work.
How's that been a big change? But because like that has been like a part of a person's dream when they are ready to buy their first house. They want to walk in, they want to start to picture where the couch is going to be and where the kids are going to run around. Now you're doing it virtually. Does Is that like a, for the lack of better words, is that like a buzzkill now, or do you have to kind of sell them on that virtual tour and envisioning a different way, because it's going to be a different way of living for the next year or two, right?
Sure. Well, they've what they're allowing us to do is make an appointment to go in and see the property. So whereas before we'd just be able to go in there, I pop the lock and I'm inside the house.
Right.
Now we just have to take a few more measures. We have to get some paperwork signed to make sure that everybody's healthy, and to make it safe for everybody to go into the properties. But it's not like we can't go in the properties. I and it's good because we're keeping everybody safe, and it helps us as um, agents in the industry, because it ensures that people are serious about buying, and so
Good.
it kind of weeds out the looky loos, which is good for us. It
Right.
actually has been helpful.
People that only want to come for the little hors d'oeuvres or
Yeah,
snacks.
my water.
They come to eat your snacks and they don't really want to buy the house. Now that weeds it out.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Okay, that's good. That's really good.
Yeah, no, it's good. It keeps everybody safe. It's a good thing.
And people should be understanding. Like, how can I? You can't argue that. You know what's going on with the world, so you can't argue that.
Yeah.
So, when it comes to your health, what steps have you taken to make sure that you are at your healthiest? I know we previously spoke about you were doing. I don't want to mess it up, but it's called Caputa.
Capoeira.
Capoeira. Okay, I tried. I said I was going to try. Capoeira. So let's talk about capoeira and what is that? What are the steps and how can people connect with you virtually to do that?
Oh, sure. So capoeira is Afro-Brazilian martial art, and it's a lot of people say it's like dance fighting, but there's a long history behind it. Um, what it is when the slaves were brought over, um, they obviously didn't have any resources. They didn't have any way to defend themselves. So what they did was they wanted to train themselves, and then in order to do that, obviously they weren't allowed to. The masters were watching them, and they didn't want them to get any stronger. And so this was their way of training, and to mask the training, they added instruments and music. So to make it look like they were, performing rituals and or dancing, things like this. But in fact, they were sparring and training and trying to get stronger, to maintain themselves and their culture.
Oh. How did you get into that?
Through my daughter.
Okay, really?
Yeah, because I was looking for something for her, and then I just kind of got pulled in. I was like,
Wow, I love that.
yeah, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's real rich in culture. There's language, there's music, there's instruments, and of course, the movement.
So how much, how many calories are you burning? What muscles are you using? Is it just for like well-being, or can you really do this on a consistent basis and really start to slim down?
Oh, absolutely. So you're using a lot of your fast twitch muscles. There's, you got to have your reflexes, and there's a lot of acrobatic movements. So I cross train with yoga to get my flexibility, because there's a lot of movement where you have to be flexible. There's a lot of inverted movements.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you're doing your kicks, and so you want to be flexible enough to do the movement without injuring yourself, and that's easy to do.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's really good, and I mean, you talk about coming out drenched. Yeah, it's because you're constantly moving. There's always, something going on. You have to like be on your toes, and that's what I love about it.
So what would you suggest to someone if they hear this podcast and this is something interesting I might want to get into? What's the first step? What should they do first step to get into capoeira, right?
I would say YouTube videos.
Okay.
YouTube capoeira, check it out, see what if it's something that you would be interested in. There's a lot of rituals to the actual game, but it's a no contact sparring. So the object is obviously not to get kicked, but
right.
there's no contact when you're sparring. So so I would suggest taking a look at videos, seeing if you like it. Then you can reach out to me, and I'd be happy to direct you in the right direction.
I love that. Awesome. Very nice. So what music are you listening to? I like to give the listeners like tips on like the best song. Like one of my favorite songs is Eminem, Lose Yourself. Like when that song comes on, like that's my 3 o'clock in the morning, that's my jam. So let's do 3 songs. 3 songs that you can think of that'll get people pumped up, revved up for their pre-workout or during their workout.
Oh, who I like to listen to is Beyonce and DJ Khaled. Shining, shining, shining.
Oh, I love that. Yes. All right, one. Give me 2 more.
That is my jam. Let me see, 2 more. We run this. Hey, Missy Elliott.
Oh yes. Think about it for a second. Yes. Okay. Yes. All right. One more. We got Missy Elliott. We got Beyonce and DJ Khaled.
Let's see. So this is gonna be like completely different, but
okay.
I growing up, I used to listen to a lot of oh my gosh, I don't even know the genre anymore. But anyway, Papa Roach.
Okay. Is that like rock, like punk rock?
Like a little bit of not grunge, but it's kind of, I don't know what genre that is. Cut my life into pieces.
Oh yes. Yes. Especially if you like listen to like Pandora, those songs that they sneak in there that be like, oh, this got that song. I love that. Nice. Okay. Awesome. Vanessa, this is so dope. Okay. So we got your top 3 songs. what are your last tips for the listeners and or the viewers, because we are going to put this on YouTube as well, to how they can keep their mindset strong? How can they keep their body strong? How can they keep their physical, mental, and spiritual going throughout the whole? We made it through 2020. Now we're in 2021. What can they do to stay their healthiest and make this their healthiest year in 2021 into 2022?
So my goals, and one of the things that I really focused on in 2020 was, like I said, mindset. But one of the things in listening to all my little podcasts is getting my morning routine. I feel like my morning routine is like incredibly powerful.
Absolutely.
I set aside a few things that I do every morning, and I feel like having that consistency and knowing that in the morning I have to do these things, and I get to do these things. Not that I have to, that I get to do these things in the morning to kind of reset myself. I think that's been super powerful.
Mm.
I think that just kind of sets the tone for my whole day. I mean, that and I work out in the morning time. So that just sets my whole day. You know, if I get that done, I'm like, all right, let's go, let's do this. You know, I'm able to tackle the day. I'm able to stay, you know, go into the day with a clear mind, at least for a little while. Then, you know, then life happens.
Right, right. Mm-hmm.
But at least, you know, I get the morning routine. And now, what I started trying to do, I need to get a little bit better at it, but is having a night routine too. So where I have a book that I'm trying to finish, and I think about what I got to do the following day, so that, you know, I already have a little head start for tomorrow. Who do I got to call? When do I, you know, what time, and kind of get tomorrow going tonight, so
That's
that,
right.
you know, I kind of got, you know, at least one step done. So, and then, you know, kind of alleviates morning time and all the madness in the morning. So,
Absolutely. Nice.
yeah, so that's been really helpful for me. And one thing about my health, I joined um, a challenge,
Mm.
and that was like, okay. And it was the people that I'm in the challenge with, that with, you know, the accountability, that because
Absolutely.
I got one of the guys in the accountability group that's like, hey sister, where have you been? You know, and I'm like,
I love that.
oh, me too, I need that, you know, I love
Yeah,
that. So you got to find those people, you got to find that tribe, because
that's right. That's
you know
right.
what I mean? And until you, like, I don't know, for me, that's what I need. I
Mm.
find my tribe, and I'm like, okay, these are my people. These are the ones that are gonna keep me going. I need you guys. And, you know, just surround yourself with those people that are gonna get after it like you want to do.
That's right.
And then another thing that I wanted to talk about too is finding little gadgets. So I'm easily distracted. I'm like, oh look, something shiny, and I'm over here and I'm over there. You know, I just am all over the place sometimes. Um, and I start little projects, and then, you know, that a couple weeks into it, I'm done. But I found um, I need to be a little bit resourceful. So I found apps on the phone, you know, just in my little Google Play, and I found like my Fitness Pal,
Oh yeah.
and in doing my journal, and keeping myself logging myself in. That's where the
Oh yeah.
accountability part buddies come into. So I found all these little apps that I'm able to track my progress, and I feel like that's been helping me a little bit more too, because I'm able to see the progress that I'm making. So
Absolutely.
yeah, so that's been really cool for me too. These last few weeks, it's just finding these little apps. Um, and again, that's with the challenge. You know, I think it goes hand in hand, because, you know, you get to pick these people's brains, like, well, what are you doing? You know, what's helping you out? And they've been resourceful, and they've been helping me out, and I shoot ideas to them. So that's been a good thing for me too.
And they always say surround yourself with people that because you end up like the people you surround yourself with. So you want to surround yourself with like-minded people, but people who are on the next level. So you can ask those questions and they have those answers. Like, hey, you know, you've lost 15 pounds and you were able to keep it off. What have you been doing? and they want to see you succeed too. And they say, hey, I've been logging my food, because I know when I don't log my food, I eat here, I eat there, I eat then, then it starts to accumulate. So that's when they're able to give you tips and tools that you can use and be like, hey, I like you, let's connect, let's talk. And we can do that. We can still Zoom, right? We can still pick up the phone, we can still text. So we got to make do with what we have until things are able to change, right?
Absolutely.
Right. Well, Vanessa, I don't want to hold you up. I know you got a busy schedule. Tell the people, I know you're out there still, you're still selling houses. How can they contact you if they're ready to buy or sell a house? And how can they contact you if they're interested in Capoeira?
Capoeira.
Okay, I had it right the first time and it left me. Capoeira. So how can they just reach out to you for all things great?
You can follow me on Instagram. I'm at Vanessa_Hernandez 37. Or this is also on Instagram, VEE _Luachea LUACHIEA. Luachea.
Oh, so they should reach out to you all on Instagram for anything that they need.
Yeah, just
okay.
DM me.
Awesome. All right, Vanessa. Well, thank you so much for your time today. And we're going to continue to follow up with you on your health and wellness journey in 2021. Come back to us and let us know how it's going, okay?
Wonderful. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Have a great day.
Thank you. Be well.
Right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.